Hey everyone, Mark and Joey back here on a Saturday morning, and still recovering from the NBA championship with Toronto. It's been a fantastic time here planning for the parade on Monday. It's going to be absolutely insane downtown with the parade. It's going to be fantastic. But we have a rumor for you that we're starting. we started to evaluate the finals and taking a look at the two teams, Klay Thompson's injury. And we have something very interesting, I think, that could really potentially happen, because we're sure that in the boardrooms at the Golden State Warriors right now, they're looking at $62 million, $52 million in contracts for two guys that are going to sit out next year. Klay Thompson's injury is said to be a full year now. Same with Durant. Is this time for the Warriors to rebuild?
Yeah, and so what our theory was yes.
They're going to lose those guys a year after.
They're going to lose those guys probably soon. They might even lose a couple, to be honest, in free agency anyways. I've heard people will still offer Durant max deals and same with Klay Thompson just to lock them up for when they get back. So here was our theory was, now Golden State's looking at the line. They only got Curry. So our theory was it's time for Golden State to rebuild. So here is the mega trade that we think that the Toronto Raptors should at least maybe give it a chance. And Golden State, I think, would really consider it. And this is it. At the end of the day, Curry could not win a title without an extra star. I don't see them bringing a new star in. Everyone wants to go to LA right now or New York. So what does that mean? That means this. I believe Kawhi Leonard stays in Toronto. We've said it for a while now. I've always believed it. He stays in Toronto. What does that do? Well, it makes the Eastern Conference still up for Toronto pretty much for the next couple of years. Even if Durant goes to New York, he won't be playing, and I don't even think he'll be the same when he comes back. They're not getting anybody else, so that's over with. And nothing else has changed in the East, so it's still Toronto's East. Well, Kawhi stays, still Toronto's East, still very good. You got another chance to go back-to-back. You don't know who you'll face in the West. Should get there, blah, blah, blah. But why not trade for Steph Curry? His dad played for the team. He's mentioned how much he loves the city. I don't think he'd neglect the idea of coming here, but you would have to trade to Golden State. So here's what you do. Golden State's in rebuilding mode. They're kind of suicide if they keep Curry and don't do anything for him. We, as Toronto Raptors, should trade for Curry. You're going to keep Leonard. You keep Lowry. You keep all the veterans.
Well, they'll both sign 5-year contracts. If Curry came here, they would extend him and Leonard would sign a 5-year contract. It would all be set. There's a dynasty waiting to happen.
Definitely. Yeah, they'll both sign. They'll go on to win 3-4 titles.
Yeah.
They'll destroy the Eastern Conference. This is a great trade. You should get Curry. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, we get Curry. Here's what you offer Golden State in my mind. And you might be gutting your young core, but you're going to develop your core over these years. But more importantly, I'd rather have a Golden State have over these 5 years than worry about your future.
Totally.
And win some titles. So here's what you do. You get your young core. You give up Van Fleet. Give up Siakam. You give up Norman Powell. Basically anybody on that bench that
a mix of those guys in the trade, and really the first round draft picks would be the key.
Yeah, so I'd say you have to give away 2 players though. I'd say you have to give away 2 players. So let's say Van Fleet and Powell, or Van Fleet and Siakam, or Siakam.
I think
Powell,
Siakam would be the target on the Warriors.
because he's their big guy. Yeah, he started for the Raptors. People are calling him the future.
Yeah.
So I'd say Siakam for Curry and a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
And you might have to throw in Norman Powell from the bench, and a bunch of picks for Steph Curry. I think this is like the trade of the century. Well, I think it makes sense for both sides. Yeah. I think it's reasonable, and I think why not at this stage of both careers, both teams. It would make a ton of sense.
Well, and here's an interesting sideline to that. The Warriors got to be looking at. They're going to have a new arena.
Yes.
Fans are coming anyway. Mm-hmm. You've been a 5-year dynasty, 6-year dynasty, whatever it's been, right? So you're going to this new arena, which fans are going to love no matter what. You're in San Francisco now. You're not in Oakland. And so you could give away a couple years because you've won already. They're going to give you the break on that. You've now got them a new arena, and you're looking at the future. You've already... Thompson and Durant are gone. Even though they're going to have to pay them next year probably, they're gone in free agency. So now you make the sense that we're going to be ready for 2-3 years down the road. We're going to go and get some great players from Toronto. We're going to get some draft picks. And Curry really, he cannot carry this team on his back without at least one of those two guys, and he doesn't have either one of them now.
And hey, for real, like Siakam's supposed to be...
He's a star.
He's a star. And he's most improved. He's a star. He played fantastic in the NBA Finals. He's supposed to go on and be... maybe a future Kawhi Leonard type of player. So why not him for Curry?
But Kawhi's only 27. It's not like we're talking about aging stars here, right?
No.
And
I mean,
Curry's
30? 28. Kawhi's 27. Your veteran core can get you 4 more titles.
Easy.
Like, exactly the run that Golden State went on, except I think even more of a guarantee to win because I don't know who you...
This is what Miami was supposed to be when LeBron went there.
Real quick, this is a
you know,
reincarnation of Golden State.
Yeah.
And guess who will probably end up facing in the finals? LeBron James is going to recreate Cleveland and LA. And you can have a great rivalry there. You can have Toronto going to 4 or 5 in a row, winning probably those in a row. Maybe face LeBron in the finals, and LeBron's going to maybe
they're
steal
the favorite.
one.
The odds that came out, eh?
Well, because they know
amazing.
They know they're getting.
They know what LeBron's going to do.
Well, they're getting Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
that's a lock deal. So they're getting somebody. So
imagine that final.
So how cool would it be to kind of flip what used to be the old rivalry into Toronto and LA, and that which is the former Golden State and Cleveland, and you get Toronto and LA. I think it'd be a great trade for both sides. It'd be great for the league. I think Toronto, man, you'd go on to win 5 titles. You'd at least be there for 5-6 straight years, and you'd get to face LeBron James. And honestly, I think you get Kawhi to stay, you get Steph Curry to stay, all the veterans. You can keep Lowry too. You don't have to get rid of him, so you have to get rid of Van Fleet or Lowry. So maybe throw in Lowry, but I think you'd want Van Fleet if you're offered up a point guard.
I know that the Raptors made this move with DeRozan and everything. He was sort of the team guy, but he's not. Lowry's is the icon. But
you have to get rid of a point guard. So to get rid of Van Fleet and Siakam and picks for Curry.
But here's an interesting point we talked about. We talked about the fact that that's why Leonard was so good in the playoffs. He rested. He didn't play every game. Imagine Curry and Lowry, because Lowry's going to need to not play as much. He's going to be older.
No, I agree with you there.
I think they can do that.
But that's why you got to get rid of Van Fleet.
Yeah, and I agree.
Oh, okay.
But not Lowry. I don't think you ever
put it out there. We're going with Van Fleet and Siakam with some picks for Curry. You have Curry, Lowry. They can split some time. Hell, Curry's 6'3". You can throw him on the wing. You can have both of them in there.
Yeah.
Like you said, Lowry is he is the heart and soul of the Raptors. He's the heart and soul of Toronto. But actually, he's a good dribbler and a good point guard. So if you put Steph Curry at the 2 position, Curry doesn't have to dribble. He can become more just a shooter, kind of like Klay Thompson was for Golden State. So I'd like the lineup of Lowry at point guard. He's the 1. You got Steph at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Ibaka, Gasol down low.
But here's the real key.
Great team, and I think it has to happen.
You can't double anybody.
You can't.
That's the great thing. You can see Leonard didn't, even though he got the MVP, did not have the greatest finals ever, because they were all over him every time he got the ball. With this lineup, you can't go after anybody. If you are, look what happened to Klay Thompson. He was open on every single play because we went after Curry all the time through that series, and that's what would happen to Curry on this team, because they'd be looking at Leonard, and all of a sudden, Curry's going to be open all day long.
They couldn't do it to anybody. I mean, if they go double Leonard, you got Curry, and then also you got Lowry, and then also you got Danny Green still.
Yeah.
You got no, he's gone.
Look how Lowry's
Danny Green
gave up in the final game, right?
Marcus Gasol,
good score.
Ibaka. I mean,
and what a lineup.
And to give up Siakam and Van Fleet for Curry, I mean, damn.
Short of injuries like Golden State suffered, this team would never miss the finals. You got to take the risk.
Yeah, you take that risk
because they don't have injury prone. I mean, they do have with Leonard, but they've treated him right to make sure he's. And they treat Curry the same way.
Toronto's proven is they can rest their stars and get to the playoffs. So they would do that with Curry. They do that, and hell, be the 4 seed. No one really cares.
Well, that's what LeBron was like. Everybody was in Cleveland, right? He didn't care where he finished within the division.
Seed, the 3
he just knew he had to be ready for the playoffs.
So
there's the rumor.
We're
starting it.
I think it's.
We came up with it last night when we were looking at basketball and what are we going to talk about and what are the Raptors going to do with Leonard and all that kind of stuff, and I'll pop this into our head that this would be a fantastic deal. Warriors have the right timing to make it happen with these 2 guys gone for the year. They've got a new arena. They can afford to take a couple years to rebuild this team, and we would almost rebuild it for them. I mean, these young guys coming in would make them a playoff team.
I mean, they'd have Van Fleet, Siakam, pick. I'd throw in 3 picks. Lots of potential there. Our backup system, the Raptors 905, which is a D-League team, is great. So, I mean, I think there's just ways to get it done. I think if you're going to stay, that's the way you got to look at it, man. So, I think for both sides, if you made the call, I don't think it would be blasphemy by any means.
No, I don't think so at all. I think that will happen. So, there we are. That's our rumor. That's the trade we think is going to happen. Curry to Toronto. Whoever that goes the other way, doesn't really matter. This is going to start a dynasty. We've said it first here on Ultimate Sports Channel.